Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host, whose favorite golfer is Akshay Bhatia. Yes, man of culture. And we are joined, hi, it's me, Ben, and we are joined, as always, by our wonderful friend and co-host, whose favorite golfer used to be Phil Mickelson, because he was left-handed. It's Noah.
But then he sold out.
He sold out.
For a lot of money.
Yep, I would have done the exact same thing.
For $180 million or whatever it was.
It was way more than that. It was like $600 million.
Oof, that's a lot of money.
I would have taken like 90% of that. You messed up, Live Golf.
That's a lot of Lego money.
That's so, like, we could get 4 to 5 Lego sets.
At least 4 to 5 Lego Death Stars with that.
Exactly. And we are joined this week by our wonderful friend and special guest, whose favorite golfer, as he just learned today when I told him it was his favorite golfer, is Matt Kuchar. It's Michael.
That's right.
Yes.
You know why he's my favorite?
Why?
Because he says, turd when something goes wrong.
He does. Matt Kuchar doesn't swear.
But Jack Nicklaus is probably a close...
Jack Nicklaus. That's a good one. Yeah.
I don't know if he was controversial, but I have his clubs.
So.
He was really good in The Shining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer makes a great beverage.
That's true. Okay. I have like 3 favorite golfers.
Yeah. What about Tiger Woods?
Controversial.
It's true.
Yeah.
But that red shirt, though.
But that red shirt.
Those
that
Sunday
red
Reds.
polo.
So good. And you guys are all listening to Noodles at Noon. Welcome back to another episode of Noodles at Noon. We're doing so good at recording and uploading these. It won't last. You can catch us anywhere podcasts are available, including our website, noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And coming to you live this week from the other places. Whoops. And other places like Apple Podcasts, not Google Podcasts, but YouTube Music. Finally, thank you to Noah and Michael for getting that hooked up. Stitcher, Anchor, and other places. And coming to you live this week from the Department of Character Discontinuity. Because in a turn of events that is on par with The Shining, or not The Shining, but The Sixth Sense, plot twist, I was early today, and Michael was late. There was like, I was 8 minutes early, and Michael was 4 minutes late, and that's never happened before.
Yeah, it
Fashionably
was wild.
on time.
Fashionably.
It was wild.
Ben was fashionably early. I was lounging on the couch playing my video games, and I was like, who is that? Who could this possibly be? Is this truly Ben?
It was me.
8 minutes early?
Traffic was light.
And Ben was heavy.
And Ben...
Oh, that's
He rolled
rude.
down the hill.
That's rude.
I don't know.
Hey, that's mean.
Ben, this is an exciting moment because Michael and I have spent a collective 68 hours uploading every episode of Noodles at Noon to YouTube. We did not discover that there's a tool where you just type in a link and it uploads all your episodes for you.
Oh, wow.
Still took a long time. Okay, so you have to have a YouTube account. There is now a Noodles at Noon YouTube account that we're going to launch live on the podcast here in a few minutes. You have to have an account. So Noah made that. However, to upload the RSS feed, that's a really fancy way to say to upload the podcast into the thing to get uploaded automatically.
Really simple syndication.
The account has to be at least 24 hours old, or so we thought. Until we found out it actually took like 2.5-3 days for 24 hours to pass, and we don't know why. But eventually we got it, and the podcast has all been uploaded. All 106 episodes have now been uploaded at the time of recording, and we're about to hit go live.
I had to give them my driver's license.
That wasn't YouTube. That was somebody else.
I was checking all the URLs like, oh, we need you to either... The options were upload a 30-second video of yourself. I don't know doing what.
Juggling.
Just proving that I'm a human.
Hopscotch.
Or I could send them a picture of my driver's license, which also felt sketchy. So I did the video option, but it didn't work. It just wouldn't load. So Google has my driver's license now.
Good.
But we're going to publish this. I have all 106 episodes ready to publish on YouTube. Go subscribe to us at youtube.com/noodles at noon. I think that works.
youtube.com/noodles at noon.
Should we count it down like the new year?
Yeah. Oh, that link doesn't work.
There's a big goose outside.
There is. There are some gooses that have come to watch our show.
Yeah, Canadian geese
Goosin'.
out there.
Okay, count it down.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drop the ball!
Publish Noodles at Noon podcast. Publish.
Let all acquaintance.
All right.
At noon, your noodle at
We're live, I think.
Yay!
All right, everybody go check it. I don't know why the URL isn't working. But
This also means in the future we could do a genuinely live Noodles at Noon.
which we did used to do on Michael's Twitch channel.
We did.
Oh, that's true.
That was a long
seeing
time
if the
ago.
Let's see if it worked, but we don't have to do that right now.
Yeah. So make sure you go subscribe, like Noah said.
Public.
Hey, it's public. You can listen on YouTube Music now. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, congratulations, you, the listener. You can go listen to things you could already listen to.
It's just in a different place.
Yeah, but now you can look at a static image of our logo.
It's a beautiful logo designed by Noah quite a few years ago.
Yeah, it's held up. I think it's held up.
I think it has. I like it a lot. It's classic.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Nailed it on the first try. Well done.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
The realist. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to dive into our weekly updates, which, like Noah had mentioned, with doing these shows more consistently, our weekly updates have become weekly updates and not quarter life or quarter year updates. Just sometimes quarter life updates. We've gone a long time between podcasts before. So I think, Michael, do you want to go first as our special guest?
Oh, okay. I have
Do
several.
you not?
Well, it's going to get sad real fast if I go first, but maybe we should start there so then we can just kind of end on a higher note. But Ben pointed out something astute, that I was fashionably 4 minutes late to our meetup time. By the way, the food was not ready when I walked in here, so I don't know what he's saying about me being late. There was plenty of time.
Jesse. Where's Jesse?
She left.
she's
Okay,
gone.
wait, hang on. You didn't know this, Michael, but Noah was like, when should I put the stuff on the grill? And Jesse said, wait till Michael gets here.
That's true.
So if you were on time.
Regardless, I was Craigslisting secondhand shopping something, but clear on the other side of town. But regardless, I have been, again, as a focus of the last few podcasts, just being present with people, spending the time that I have in ways that...
I sneezed off mic. It's okay.
Nobody will notice.
What time was that? Because I did stop talking right before it happened.
10:30-ish.
Just spending time with people in ways that's attentive to being with them. Now, unfortunately, a few weeks ago, at the time the podcast will come out, we lost a family friend. She was elderly and had a fall, and from there, of course, it's so often downhill. But I was with her merely hours before she ended up passing, but I did see her the week before when she was still communicative and able to talk and that sort of stuff. So it was really nice to be able to say goodbye, because it was so apparent that it was happening. But it doesn't really make it much easier. So it'll be before the podcast comes out, but Friday of this week will be the memorial service. That'll be pretty tough, but that was just the whole thing about being present, is that at any other point in the year, this would have been very difficult. I would have been absent. However, I was present, and I think I did what I wanted to for that relationship. So that's the first thing. Now, in the show notes, I mentioned Tales from the Dump. Tales from the Dump.
I don't know that I want to hear this.
Tales from the dump. And Michael has great times at dumps.
Do I?
You volunteered at one.
It wasn't a dump.
Well, recycle
it was
center.
a recycling drop-off. It wasn't even a recycling center. But all
Shows
we
how
did,
much I know.
Yeah. Well, regardless, my parents, of course, like so many, are in their HGTV era that has lasted way too many years. So it's all about DIY and remodeling the bathrooms in the house. So we have a ton of dump things, aka garbage. There's like drywall, countertops, old cabinets, sinks half destroyed, toilet that was cracked apparently I didn't know about, all these things. So all these things were designated to go to the dump because there was no other appropriate use for them. So as you get to the dump, which is pretty much where I was, by the way, from my previous Craigslist clear on the other side of town, you have to go up this zigzag road and get to the top. And then up there it says, if you have a truck or a trailer, please uncover your load before you bring it over to the designated dumping area. So we do that. We get out and do that. As we're getting back in the truck, my dad and I, some guy just like hauls past us with his load still covered and a dump trailer, and goes down to almost where it says dump trailer, start here, but stops just short of that sign and starts backing in there. Meanwhile, my dad and I, being attentive to what is happening, go to where the dump trailer area is and go there to back up and dump our freshly uncovered load into the into the dumping area. So we look at this guy and we're like, really? But it's okay. So my dad has a dump trailer. It's got the hydraulics. So it's like so many do, that it lifts the back up, like 15, 20 feet. And then just stuff kind of slides out. You move the truck a little forward, the rest falls out. And as we're lowering the trailer, I get back in the truck. And I look to the right as this guy's, finally finished uncovering his load, finally got parked in the right place. And I just see like a volcano of fluid shoot up from where he's pushing the hydraulic button, just goes straight up into his face, onto his hat, goes up high in the sky, rains down on him, gets on his shirt, on his back, everything. And I just hear him swear. And I'm closing the door to the truck and I go, and then close the door. Karma, ladies and gentlemen. This guy ends up taking off his hat, which is completely drenched in hydraulic fluid.
It's much easier to take off now.
Yeah, it slipped right off. The hydraulic fluid from the front of his trailer is dumping, and I mean dumping into the sand of the top of the dump. And he ultimately removes his shirt to finish dumping his load. As his wife goes, "What happened?" Totally unaware at the foot of the trailer to what just happened. But let it be known, karma. Follow the rules, be a good person, and you won't get dumped on by your trailer.
You don't have hydraulic fluid. I mean, of all the places to have hydraulic fluid explode onto you, like, did he just throw the shirt into the dump with their
Add it to the pile.
I don't think he did, actually. I think he threw it in the back of his truck.
No, just give up.
Or maybe it was like in the footwell of his truck. I can't remember. Yeah, that was the tale from the dump.
Similar to Michael talking about being present, one thing that Lydia, who was on the show last go around, and I have really been focusing on this year is each month having a word for the month that we'll try and focus on. In January, it was balance. In February, it was like unity and togetherness, stuff like that. In March, it is now wellness. And one of the things I'm learning goes along with wellness, because we're doing like the thing, like, we're cooking healthy meals, we're going on walks, we're doing all that sort of stuff. But there's a certain amount of wellness, and this isn't something I've noticed into very recently in my life, of just like the self-care form of wellness, of like doing things that really take care of yourself.
Bath bombs.
Shaving, yes. And there are a lot of different ways that you can go about.
Shave and use bath bombs.
Hot chocolate bombs.
Hot chocolate bombs.
Wow, real
shaving.
Those are my 3 keys to wellness.
Bath bomb,
hot chocolate
bombs,
real bombs. Just bombs.
But no, there are a lot of different ways, and it looks different for a lot of people to engage in self-care and do like a sort of wellness that's more like mental than it is physical, or emotional than it is physical. And I think for me, it's been very helpful in this season of life. And a lot of ways that's shown up for me has been through recreation and doing hobbies and stuff that I used to enjoy before I got really incredibly busy with life. And then bringing those back and enjoying them again. And I think in life, a lot of the times we have this idea that the recreation stuff and the stressful stuff exist in 2 different portions of our life, and they can't exist at the same time. Of like, oh, I'm going through a lot of stressful stuff. I can't go do something that I love. I have to focus on this stressful stuff. And I think I had a therapist at one point in my life. I have to distinguish which one because I've had so many. They keep bailing on me. But describe it as you have 2 tracks on a train track. And if you try to ride the train on just one of those tracks at a time, it's not going to go very well. So you need to be continuously on both. Yes, there's going to be negative stuff. But if you're just on the negative rail, you're gonna fall over, and there's gonna be positive stuff that you have to be doing in conjunction with that. And the wellness, at least the self-care wellness, has really helped in that area. Two very specific ways that I'll share about engaging in recreation. The first of which is what's in the show notes, is escape rooms. Now, I've done a couple escape rooms in my life, but I've done like 4 in the last few months, which is far more than I normally do. I've done 2 in Juneau, and then I've done 1. Where were each of them? I don't remember which one was where, and then so I've done 4, and then I did 1 all the way in a different city in South Dakota, in a different state even. So like traveling and being like, oh, what are we gonna do for fun with the people that we're visiting? Escape room. And in this, I think in my life, I'm 7 for 7. One of the ones we did, it was a very, the way it was set up was like a bank heist that happened in this town, and the actual escape room itself was in where the bank was. So the actual bank vault was a part of the escape rooms that you had to break into. Like, it wasn't like actually breaking into the vault. It was already open, but there was a door in front of it that had to do with the escape room and whatever. And we were talking to the people who ran this escape room before we started, because Lydia and I had gotten there a bit before the other people we were doing the escape room with. And they're like, our escape rooms, there are going to be other escape rooms that look aesthetically cooler than our escape room, but we pride ourselves on putting all of our attention into the puzzles and the details and how they go together. And I think that's what made it fun for me, because my big problem with escape rooms is that let's say it's the bank robbery one, and you're doing it and you're like, okay, but why would the pin for the ATM be written on the back of this butterfly puzzle? That doesn't make any sense. And just that sort of incongruity just kind of pulls me out of it. But this one, it was really cool. There was some kind of out there stuff, but it all kind of looped back to being rooted in a sense of reality. So that was really cool. And yeah, I'm just slowly starting to discover that I love doing escape rooms, because they make me feel smart. And I just want to feel smart. So that said, I think we should do a Noodles at Noon escape room as a group. And we should record ourselves doing it.
Just make that the hour of the show.
Should all wear microphones.
Oh, okay. I was like, 'cause I'm sure they get weird about video, because they're going to be like, well, you're just going to show people. But
that's true. But yeah, if we had
when we snuck on the golf course.
So I just got back from Costa Rica, which was, and boy, are my arms.
Wait, no, you didn't. You didn't even say flying. I just flew back from Costa Rica, and boy, that's how the joke goes.
I just got back. All right. Maybe you swam. I don't know.
No, Ben, laugh on mic, so it sounds like what I said was funny.
You don't deserve my laughter on mic.
But we had a really good time. We went with 8 people. It was a friend trip of Jessie and her
friend trip. Sorry, it sounded
not
like
a friendship.
friend trip. But before we went on the trip, Jessie was telling telling Daniel, our friend of the show, that we were going on this friend trip, and Daniel was like, "So you and Noah are going just as friends, or what does that mean?" But it was a bunch of Jesse's friends from elementary school and their significant others. So 8 of us in total. It was really fun. We got to drive around and stay in a couple different parts of Costa Rica. So we got to see the beach, but we also got to spend time in the cloud forests, saw a volcano, we had a sloth in our front yard at one of the Airbnbs, saw a bunch of toucans, big spiders, all kinds of crazy birds. Jessie was in bird heaven. It was pretty great. But all the cool things we saw, all the amazing waterfalls, all the nature, nothing quite compared to what Jessie did one day. We were at the trailhead of this hike we were going to go on, and most of us were still in the car, but Jessie had gotten out of the car to go talk to somebody, I think she went to the bathroom, and she came out and she got in the wrong car. So I'm just sitting in the back seat of the car, like on my phone or something, and I just hear Jesse go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I look back, and she's getting out of some other person's car. It was just some couple who was also there to go hiking, but they were like an older. I think she said they were French or something. But imagine being like this older French couple trying to figure out where you're going, and all of a sudden this lady just crawls into your back seat.
Was it the same make or model or
It was not even the same color.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of, like, all the rental cars there look kind of the same. They're all like small crossover, like white cars, but the car she got into was like a silver car, and ours was a white car. Wasn't the same make or model. But that was my favorite part of the trip, was Jesse surprising some couple by getting into the back of your seat. And they tell you, like, especially having the rental car, which is a little bit nicer than a lot of the cars on the road, like, they tell you, like, don't stop for anybody, you know, lock everything, try to park in safe, well-lit places, because things do happen, and a carjacking isn't unheard of. And here's Jesse just trying to carjack.
Gentle carjacking.
Yeah, a gentle carjacking. Getting into the back seat and telling them to drive.
Hey, if it's not too much trouble, can you just go?
Over the last couple weeks, it's been a few weeks since we've recorded, but friend of the show, Mason, as we all know from the karaoke streams, brought me to a hockey game at the big place, the big team, the NHL team in town.
The Alaska Moosin.
Yes.
The Alaska Moose. I like that.
And it was awesome. It was the first time in recent memory I've been to a NHL game, and we had some good fun. I screamed a lot, yelled, "Shoot the puck!" like 15 times. To no avail. They never shot the puck when I screamed. But we got to see a winning game, and that was a lot of fun. Got to hear my man, Alan Roach, on the PA announcing the 1 minute remaining in the period.
How does that sound?
There is 1 minute remaining in the period.
Well, okay. So, as most of the people listening, I'm sure, haven't, if you ever attend a hockey game with Michael, he has... I don't know how much stress and anxiety this bit causes within Michael, because he has to be incredibly attentive to pull this bit off.
That's my baseline, man.
And he's never missed it. But because Alan Roach, or in any hockey game, they'll go, "There's 1 minute remaining in the period." And perfectly timed, just before that is said, Michael will go, "How much time is left in the period?" And then there is 1 minute remaining in the period. And I've been to quite a few hockey games with Michael, and he's never missed it.
So you always have to be waiting for like 103 when it's like really close.
And I've tried to pull it off before at hockey games with other people, and it never works.
Yeah, because if there's too long of a beat in between, then it's like, how much time is remaining in the period? It's like, there was 1 minute remaining. It's like, okay, there goes the joke.
Well, I've been at hockey games where, like, I'll be watching it. I'll be like, okay, it's a minute 20. Okay, it's a minute 10. And then it gets down. And then I'll say it. And then they don't say there's 1 minute remaining in the period. I'm like, no, you made me look stupid. And then the person I'm with goes, I was like 57 seconds. And then just goes back to watching the hockey game.
He did miss the first one. He announced it at 45 seconds as there is less than 1 minute remaining in the period, which I've never heard before.
Oh, because he forgot. He wasn't paying
I think
attention.
he may have forgot.
Oh, shoot.
But that was really cool. And I put a YouTube video of one of his goal calls. He has the best voice in PA announcing, and we have him right here at home. So it's on my YouTube, and it's already got like almost 80 views of probably just random people looking for the game illegally, but they found that. So that was a really fun time, and I was grateful that tickets were free and I didn't have to pay a single thing. And I wore a really cool St. Patrick's Day version of the jersey or the sweater. That was fun. But yeah, I don't know. Have either of you been to a big hockey game recently?
I don't think I've ever been to a big one down in Juneau.
Capital city.
What's
yes.
the capital of Alaska? I don't even know.
Juneau. You're right.
I've been to one. It's been a few years though. It would have been The reason I would have been in college, and I was on the club baseball team, and you have to have a certain number of volunteer service hours to be on the or to like the club team itself to get funding from the school has to have volunteer service hours. And that was one of the things you could do is you could go to the games and like volunteer to sell the raffle tickets and whatnot. So I did that for like 3 games, I think a basketball game and 2 hockey games. And one of the hockey games that I did for that was against the Pittsburgh Penguins. So I got to see good old Sidney Crosby. Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Oh, that's what you saw?
It was the same game, actually. Oh. Were you just there?
Whoa.
and yeah, the Moosin won. So
awesome. Yeah, it was so much fun. It was a really good time. And I love the production stuff. So I'm watching like, how are they nailing the timing on these things? And there's so many moving elements.
I tried to go golfing today. Noah and Michael said no. So I went yesterday. No, we scheduled the podcast, and then I looked at the weather and was like, oh my gosh, because we're recording on a Monday. Like the weather on Monday is like 70 degrees and sunny. I really want to go golfing. And then I was like, hey, I hate to be this guy. I know we scheduled for Monday. Can I go golfing instead? And Noah and Michael, to their credit, were very receptive in being like, I can this day, but I can't this day. So I ended up going yesterday when the weather was still amazing. I think it worked out for the best. But getting into golf, and I think attached to that, getting into golf with Lydia has been a lot of fun because like a lot of my hobbies were very like individual. Like I liked doing golf. I liked going golfing with Michael. It was always a lot of fun. I like going golfing with Noah.
He likes being 400 feet ahead of us at any given time.
He likes going golfing with Michael and I because we max out the stroke on each hole.
It really makes me feel confident about myself.
And it makes him feel good, yeah.
But it's so much fun because, like yesterday after Lydia and I got done golfing, we went back to my apartment, whatever, to get ready for something else we were going to later that day. And the Players Championship was on. So I was like, oh, I'm going to put on the Players Championship and Lydia and I can watch golf now that we just got done with golf. That's so cool. And just like having somebody else to enjoy that recreation with also helps the wellness a lot. And Lydia just got me a fancy new golf club that she gifted me with today. Well, I say fancy new. It's new to me. It's a very old golf club, but that's what makes it cool. It's a Scotty Cameron putter, which if you know anything about golf and golf clubs, Scotty Camerons are like the piece de resistance of putters. So
Ben just full on kissed his mic.
I did.
If that didn't come through.
Oh.
Just like that. And it's been great because also recently in my life, there's been some stressful stuff that have kind of like unsettled the cart, so to speak. Yeah, Michael specifically.
Okay.
Very unsettling to me. But having kind of that basis of wellness and recreation on an emotional level as well as a physical level has really helped because like it made today exciting. Like, oh, getting the golf club. I can make plans to go golfing later, and all of that can still exist while this kind of sucky stuff exists. And I think when you have one without the other, it's easy to take the good stuff for granted or to make the negative stuff kind of the focal point of your life. But having both together kind of makes both sweeter in a way. It makes the negative stuff easier to deal with, and it makes the fun stuff more special. So, yeah, it's been an excellent month of wellness for me over in my world, or I guess weekly update wellness. Yeah.
Okay, counterpoint. What if your hobbies and recreation actively hurt you? In my case, skateboarding. Because now that the weather's been nicer, I've been trying to get out and skate a little more.
Just choose different hobbies, Noah. We've all been trying to tell you this.
See, but Jesse is the one that bought me my first real skateboard a couple months ago.
Real huffboard.
I don't know what that is.
Now I know what it's like to be Noah.
No reaction. Because I've had like a cheap little, it's actually a longboard, but Jesse bought me a real actual skateboard. So I've been trying to learn some tricks. But usually what happens is I go out and I mess around for about 15 minutes until I fall and hurt myself and have to come back and like wash the gravel out of my hands and knees. And so that's great, Ben. I'm really glad that you found hobbies that are safe and good for your health, and both mental and physical, because not all hobbies are good for both. Like skating is great for my mental health.
Cigars
Cigars are great for my mental health.
I've also been working on my network attached storage, which I've told Noah way too much about, but I have a computer that has big hard drives, like 6 terabyte hard drives in it. A couple of those just for all of my speaking of dumping, file dumpage. But this one makes a lot less waste. So, but I upgraded from a HP, like factory stock, when you think of an HP desktop, what you think of, and then put it into a nice big case that I was given by my mentor that can fit up to 9 hard drives. The other case could barely fit 2, but I made 4 fit. So that's something I did yesterday. I spent a lot of time doing. I cut my hand, which is weird because it's like working on a computer. How can you possibly hurt yourself? But trust me, I find a way. I've done it multiple times.
That's NAS, Michael. That's a NAS setup you got there.
Yeah. Yes. And the biggest news today just dropped, and by that I mean it dropped like 12 hours ago. But as of right now, we know that I have matched into residency, but we don't know where. But I got the email at 8 o'clock. It says, congratulations, you have matched. That's not the case for everyone.
Wow.
And that's the high I've been riding today. And that's all I have.
So it's possible that you wouldn't have gotten matched? Like,
correct.
Whoa, that was weird. I think you guys are both looking this way. A girl just like rollerbladed by, but I couldn't see like below her ankles. So it just looked like this
floating
girl just like very smoothly moved through the window. So there was a chance that you might not have gotten placed at all, and then that would have been some other hassle.
Yes.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten the email.
You get an email that says, congratulations, you have not matched. Or
So you have somewhere. That's awesome.
There's somewhere, but we don't know until Friday of this week, which is already passed by the time people have listened to this.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
That's exciting.
That's very exciting.
That's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And you're done with all of your credits.
Yes.
So you're officially done with like the school part
Yes.
of medical school.
Yes.
That's so exciting.
So can we call you Dr. Michael yet?
I don't know if you want to, but I think the credits have to be conferred in May, as they say. So
you will
there's
be
still
a doctor in May.
Yes.
So we can, dude, if we get Michael and Brian on the same podcast, we will have
And
2
Caitlin.
doctors.
And Caitlin.
Doctor of Law. That's true.
Yeah.
Next time I go out to Michigan, we'll just get the doctors together, and that's
Just
it. Like, you guys
panel
aren't
of-
invited. Sorry.
We
You
have a
haven't paid
panel
enough.
of doctors on the show.
of different.
I also want to shout out Eric, who is an avid listener. He is also a doctor. This is like a doctor podcast. We should just specialize in.
Yeah. Well, it's like we have a doctor of medicine, we have a doctor of law, and then we have a doctor of what is it that Brian's a doctor?
Physical science education.
Doctor of physics.
Physics. So we've assembled our panel of doctors. We have law, med, and physics.
We could solve
We could solve a
climate
lot.
change or something. I don't know.
None of them are climatologists.
Yeah, we don't need those. We got Brian. Brian can figure it out.
Yeah. I had an update to Jesse's weekly update from last time with the bird app. So Merlin is this bird app that people use. You can record bird sounds and it will tell you what. Yeah, exactly. It would go, oh, that's
Noah from the Noodles at Noon podcast.
Can I say something that we're gonna have to cut out? At 42:20.
What's he gonna say?
I was gonna say you whistled, and I was gonna say, and that's a great white tit.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna cut that out. Yeah, so you record the sound, and it goes, that's Noah from Noodles at Noon. And yeah, it's great. Jesse apparently has this app. My parents both have this app. Apparently, my mom listened to the podcast and reached out very kindly to Jesse to talk about how much she loves using this app. And they had a great conversation about the Merlin app.
Aw.
I downloaded it.
Did you?
I was curious. but it really wants a lot of location perms because there is like, well, the birds in your area are specific to your location. Okay, but you're listening to them. Isn't that the whole point? Well, I uninstalled it after one of my locations. I'm like, I'm not into
I don't want these people to know where I live.
You just get my privacy for this.
I feel like you should be able to provide like general region.
That too, but I
like
don't
over
think
in
it
Alaska.
would.
Like,
yeah.
Or
zip code, like, I don't know. It really wanted location perms, and I did not appreciate that about it.
Yeah. Merlin, do better. But I was over at my parents' house this past week, and I was walking around outside with my dad, and we hear in the distance a sound. I'm going to try my best to replicate it into the microphone without being too loud. A sound that sounded like this. And my dad goes, "There's that darn bird again. I can't figure out what kind of bird that is. I've had the Merlin app out. I've recorded it several times, and it doesn't come back with anything." And I go, "Well, Dad, that was a donkey." Because there's a farm behind my parents' house that has a donkey, and he's like, and he's like, "Oh, what's that bird? I can't figure it out."
It's a low-flying bird.
Yeah, it's a very grounded bird over there from the farm where they have donkeys. So Merlin app, great for a lot of things, not so much for identifying donkeys. And that's my update to Jesse's story.
Today, I got to go to... I got to meet with a client at their office, which I hardly ever get to do. Like, I hardly ever get to leave my office. So it was it's always exciting when I get to get out of the house and go somewhere else. But I was like trying to figure out how to dress for this meeting, because the guy I'm meeting with, I've known for a long time. And like, I didn't really need to dress up super nicely or anything. So I wore my blue jeans and my blue button up with white polka dots. And I get there and I text him that I'm in the lobby, and he comes down and he is wearing blue jeans and a blue shirt with white polka dots.
Oh,
that's like almost the exact same shirt. Like, we're wearing both jeans and this same blue shirt. And on the elevator, as we're like going back up to the office, there was another guy in the elevator that he knew. And so he was introducing me, and
he was wearing tan shoes with pink shoelaces.
It's important to the story. But he kind of looked at us both, and the client was like, "Oh yeah, this is our contractor. He's doing some web work for us." And the guy kind of looked back and forth at the two of us, and he goes, "Oh, and he's your son, right?"
Yes.
Like, no, but
bring your son to work day. He
we just coordinated outfits.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, and he's your son. Because that's a true indicator of familial relation when you're dressed the same.
Dressed the same way, yeah. And like, we could feasibly be father and son, like age-wise, and looking like we looked like we could be father and son, but I think it was the outfits. It was like,
it really
I want to be just like my dad. He's taking me to work. So all that stress I put into what am I going to wear for this important client meeting today went out the window when everyone thought I was his son.
One time I was in college. I can't remember. It must have been sophomore year or so. I invited my friend Adam and his brother Zach, who Ben knows Zach from high school. He was in band, to come listen to a concert at the university when I was playing with the university band. And at the end of this, Adam was in photo class and they were doing film, which is a hallmark of we still have a dark room in our high school. So that was a hallmark of our photo class, was to develop film.
I think I taught Adam's photo class.
That would be amazing, because then we're full circle here. Yeah. But at the end of the concert, we have our small talk, and Adam goes, "Hey, I'm working on this project," and I see that he has his film camera with him. He's like, "Can I just take a portrait of you real quick?" So we find some open office in the music building. I sit down. He takes the photo. That's the end of that. I hear of it. A week later, he's developing the photo, making a print from the enlarger and all this stuff. He has it in the developer, and the picture's coming in. And I guess someone next to him goes, "Is that your dad?" So I don't know what that says about me, but
was this our senior year?
In college, no, it would have been before.
Oh, I meant of high school. Then never mind. I didn't teach this class.
It was, we were in college.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Is that your dad? He's your son, right?
Oh, that's incredible. Well, thank you all for sharing your weekly updates. It's very exciting. It's nice to be back on a more, like we're not updating each other on our entire lives.
Yeah, I like the small weekly stories.
Exactly.
I'm going to edit this episode a little bit differently.
Oh,
Ben and Michael don't know this, but
he's just gonna cut out our parts.
the Noah show. But let me know in the SpeakPipe or the Discord or YouTube comments. Leave us a YouTube comment.
Hey!
Where do we go there? How do we get there?
YouTube.com.
Okay, it's youtube.com/@noodles at noon.
At
YouTube?
sign, not
I figured
AT.
it out.
Yeah.
At sign.
Noodles.com/@sign. Wait, youtube.com/@sign noodles at noon.
youtube.com/ATSYMBOL noodles at noon.
At symbol. Okay, I got it. I got
symbol
it. I got it. All right.
It took me because I thought you were spelling sign, and I was like, and we're drifting into homeschool territory. Now we can move on to Michael's game.
All right, Michael. Michael generously prepared a game for us.
He did. We told him not to, and he was like, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, I stopped at the gas station on the way here. Part of why I was late. And I got a really long receipt. It just kept giving me a receipt, so I just kept pulling. It's currently under the box that the audio interface is on.
Okay.
But this is what we're doing. This is
Michael's
guessing
game.
how long it is. And I don't even know.
This is like not
So,
last minute
Do you
at
have
all.
a tape measure?
I do have a tape measure.
So I have the receipt in my hand now. Michael has spent the most time intimately with this receipt.
I have not. It was in my car, but not
Well,
studying
it was
it.
handed to you. We haven't. I haven't studied it. So I think we should go around and say out loud, because none of us know the true answer to this question.
By the way, I think this is Ben's 100th game. Was that?
Oh, is this the? Is
see, I
this
have this
Swill the 100th game I've ever participated?
Swill. Yes, it is. This will be Ben's 100th game.
Congratulate! Happy 100th game from all of us to you.
Do we have a 100th game here? Yes, we have a 100th game here.
He's guessing the length of a dumb receipt.
Oh, man. I remember when the show used to be good. Do you think this one's going to make our friend Ainsley's list of the best of noodles at noon?
No, it's not. I think we should each go around and say, maybe we can say it at the same time, and
We
then
should
we
say it
can
at the same time.
individually address it, how long we think this receipt is. So let's count it down.
Are we going in inches or
Yes.
centimeters?
Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna cheat.
He's measuring it with his forearm.
I know how long my forearm is.
It's a weird
What?
thing to know. It's abnormal, I would say. Okay, I'm going to count down from 3, and we're going to say how long we think it is at the same time. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Wait, hold on. You guys don't want to inspect it?
No, I'm good. I can see it from here.
He's got glasses. In 3, 2, 1.
22 and a half
21.3
inches.
quarters.
Okay, so I said 21.6 inches. What'd you say?
22 and a half.
22 and a half.
I said 22 3/4.
Okay, so Noah needs to get a tape measure now.
He is currently walking over to the beautiful hutch that he has. He has grabbed
So
the tape measure.
I was the lowest. I
He's
said 21.
scrolled it out. He has opened in front of his microphone, which is very quiet, by the way, for some reason. All right, now he's holding it up to the. Ben is holding the paper.
Longest point? Oh, goodness. We're real short.
It's exactly 19 and a half inches.
So we're all over.
So we're all over. We never said we were doing Price is Right rules, and as I said, I had the
well,
shortest guess. I win my 100th game. Well, the 100th game I participated in, but I win.
That's the 58th game you've won, so you're going to have a 58% winning record.
That's so par for the course that is the 100th game. that
Michael
Ben
got
will
off on
play.
the seat. I'm so glad we actually played it. For further context, Noah said he was going to prepare a game, asked if Michael wanted to prepare a second game. Michael said no. And then
Correct.
Noah and I spent the rest of the game
Gaslighting him.
being very excited for whatever Michael's game was.
I heard Michael was going to prepare a game,
I
didn't
heard
you,
too.
man?
I was very grateful that he was bringing us chicken wings as well.
That's weird because at 11 o'clock he said he wasn't going to prepare a game. And at 3 p.m. suddenly everyone's thinking he's preparing a game.
That's because Noah didn't check his Discord because he was meeting with his dad.
I also hear that Noah's prepared some kind of game or whatever.
Yeah, I just wrote mine on the back of a receipt. I was at 7-Eleven today, and I was like, here's an idea for a game.
Went to
So,
CVS.
yeah.
You get like
Printed the
32
longest
inches
receipt.
there.
Yeah. All right. Some questions for you. Who stole the Great Hope Diamond? What killed the dinosaurs? Who makes the finest pizza? What's in your brother's dresser drawers? Mysteries of life screaming to be solved. Here we stand in our trench coats, dying to get involved.
What is he talking about?
I don't know, but this is a wild receipt, man.
I have a lot of notes here.
He does.
My Mac is full of notes here. Okay, this is the very first ever Mary-Kate and Ashley movie plot game. Did not come up with a better title than that. The Mary-Kate and
such
Ashley.
a poetic intro, and you're like, it's called American That Movie Something Game.
Well, I stole the intro from their Private Eye movie.
Oh, okay.
So,
Big fan.
so Michael and I have kind of been on a Mary-Kate and Ashley kick lately.
You got to contextualize that before I get arrested.
Okay, so Michael's come over a couple times lately, and what we have done is we've started playing Mary-Kate and Ashley Sweet 16 License to Drive for the GameCube, which is like, it's like Mario Party, but it's like a pretty sad ripoff. And we have like probably 2 or 3 hours in the game now, and I think we're maybe finally on round 2 of 3. It's like, it's a commitment apparently. But so we've been playing this with Jesse lately, and it's been a lot of fun. So this is the Mary-Kate and Ashley plot synopsis game. That's not what I called it earlier. I can't remember. But what I'm gonna do, Michael's bringing the nachos over.
Put it on this side. It doesn't need to be near Noah.
All right, so I have 5 Mary-Kate and Ashley movie synopses here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the title of the movie and the first line or so of the synopsis. And then it's your job to tell me what the synopsis of the rest of the movie is. Whoever is closer or whoever has the more creative improvisational answer, whoever gets it closer is going to win, but improv and style points do count for something.
So it's like Balderdash.
Yes, Baldur's Gate. Yes, just like that. 3.
Game of the year.
Who wants to go first? Who's feeling? I think Ben should go first because Michael's like a Mary-Kate and Ashley expert now because of this video game.
Yep.
That's true.
So
He has the upper hand.
yeah. All right, Ben, tell me about Billboard Dad. Set in Los Angeles, California, the film revolves around 12-year-old twin sisters, Emily, a surfer girl, and Tess, a member of the high diving team, as they blank. What do these 2 twin girls do in the movie Billboard Dad?
Okay, well, I think in some sense it has to do with their dad. And that's as far as I've gotten. Billboard Dad implies that he's some sort of public figure. He could be a model. He could be a politician. He could have gotten hit by a truck and got compensation from some lawyer. And that's why he's on the billboard.
That's a good point.
So I think I'm going to go with this surfer and this high diver.
Good memory.
Thank you. It was said less than a minute ago. They're twins, so I think they are both also appearing in one of their dad's public-facing billboards, and they do it in such a way that, like, I have no idea what this movie is about. I don't know. It's their dad's saying that there's only one of them since they look so identical, and publicly there's only one of them, and it's about their life switching off between who is who. Hi, Jesse.
Everybody, it's Jessie. She just came through the door.
Jessie!
Hey!
So yeah, so the dad publicly portrays as only having one daughter while having two.
That's good. That's good. All right, Michael, do you agree?
So this is one of their darker movies about single parent families and parenting, unfortunately. So the premise of the story is that the surf gal and the high dive gal daughters are seeking a new parent, and this parent comes to them on a billboard in Hollywood. You just phone it up, get a new dad. It's like Super Nanny. You try out a new dad. Every 2 weeks, new dad,
Rent a dad.
billboard dad.
Oh.
And it's an unfortunate tale about single parent familying becoming a larger family, like the Brady Bunch.
Wait, that's an unfortunate tale?
It depends
It's
on
an unfortunate tale of families coming together and joining as one.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Michael, I have to give the point to you because you're not that far off. Tess and Emily.
Ben's lighting fires.
The film revolves around Tess and Emily as they try various strategies to get their widower father, Max, a new girlfriend.
Oh. Okay.
So
yeah.
you're
Yeah. It's like
yeah,
it's
they were
slightly flipped.
looking for a
Yeah,
new
yeah.
mom. It's pretty
Yeah.
close. I feel like I have to give that point to you, Michael. Cool.
Yeah, I concede.
Yeah. That's all right, Ben. You got 4 more chances to make it back. The challenge. Twin sisters Shane and Elizabeth Dalton live separately from one another on opposite ends of the country after their parents divorced years earlier. However, unknown to each other, they both blank.
Our competitive chess players.
All right, it is not your turn, Ben, but
Wait, I thought I was going first.
well, you went
think
first
you-
last time.
I think you did address him.
Oh, did I say? Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it, Ben.
Are competitive chess players, and they don't realize it until they meet up at nationals and they challenge each other.
Ooh.
Hence, challenger.
Hence the challenge.
The
Yeah.
challenge. Oh, wait. What was the movie called?
The challenge.
Oh. Never mind. They're on American Ninja Warrior.
Playing chess.
Playing chess.
2 amazing chess people go to, what do you call them? Grandmasters.
They're called chessers.
Chessers. Michael, what do you think about that?
Complete opposite sides of the country, and I'm assuming the people portraying these people are twins.
Yes.
Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yes.
So, unbeknownst to them, they're long lost twin race car drivers, and they drive challengers. Dodge
Challenges. My Dodge is a challenge.
Dodge the
Dodge is a
challenges.
It's like extreme dodgeball.
So, I guess I'm kind of ripping off Ben, but they discover each other as competitive racers again and reunite to build their divorced family back up, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. Wow, Michael has some family trauma I think we need to work through. Ben, I'm going to give you the point on this one for saying American Ninja Warrior. Twin sisters Shane and Elizabeth.
Hold
Both.
on, if I say American Ninja Warrior, do I get a point right now too?
Michael gets the point.
No!
But they both apply to be contestants on a reality game show filmed in Mexico called The Challenge, which tests contestants' strength and survival skills in various challenges as they work as part of a team in order to win college scholarships.
Oh. What if they don't want to go to college?
Yeah, can they just cash out? That's
Yeah.
the question. But yeah, I think you both had the general idea of like meeting up on a challenge, but I'm going to give it to Ben because he said like a competitive TV show. It looks from the cover, it looks like it's just a rip-off Survivor. So
Okay.
maybe they have to like vote each other off or something. I don't know. But I think we should definitely watch all of these movies after we're done recording.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what you're telling me is Mary Kate and Ashley are 2 people, not 3.
Yes.
Mary, Kate, and Ashley.
It's 3 people.
And who's Elizabeth?
4th person.
Oh, who's Olsen?
Long lost brother.
Our lips are sealed. We're going to start with Michael this time. The Parkers, twin sisters, guess who plays them?
Mary and Kate.
That's right. Ashley didn't get to make that one.
Actually got left out.
Yeah. It actually is 3, and they just rotate like whichever 2 are feeling better that day.
That which is the plot of the first movie, I say.
Yeah. The Parkers, twin sisters, twin sisters, are placed in the FBI's witness protection program after blank.
After blank, our lips are sealed. Sealed. Crazy glue seals things. Flex
SeaWorld.
seals things. Flex Seal wasn't around in the early 2000s when they were big. The twins, that is. After what? How do you accidentally... getting lost on a White House tour for $500. Mary Kate, and what's her station name in this one?
The Parkers.
The
I don't know their
Parkers
first names.
Go see the White House. Bill Clinton, 1997. They're in the White House. Yeah, I should choose a different... I'm sorry. Let me choose a different president. George Bush.
Hey,
the White House.
I mean, this is the plot of an Arthur episode. Like, Arthur gets lost in the White House and meets Bill Clinton.
Oh, okay. Well, then at
So
the
it's
time
fine.
it was
Yeah.
fine. We'll say George Bush. They go to the White House on a tour, get lost. FBI finds them. They're wearing outfits that convince FBI to make the Parker twins part of the FBI. And then from there, their lips are sealed.
They find...
Wait, hang on. Did I invent a portion of the synopsis, or did Michael leave a portion out where they end up in witness protection?
Nope, that was part of it.
Okay, cool.
I think Michael is describing how they ended up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they joined the FBI and then went into witness protection.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they witnessed something, which at this point should be enough to get me the point, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to say they witnessed a crime.
And leave it at that.
Leave it
Okay.
at that because I'm feeling really confident.
All right. Michael says they join the FBI and meet
After getting lost in
George
the White
Bush.
House.
Then become high-ranking officials and then become...
Ben,
witness protection.
hedging his bets, says they witnessed a crime. Twin sisters are placed in the FBI's witness protection program after they witness a crime
Yes!
at the local museum in
If
which
it was at the White House, that'd be wild.
in which the priceless Neil diamond is stolen. Unfortunately,
Sweet Caroline.
Unfortunately, the sisters have a problem with being blabbermouths. As a result, everywhere the Parkers are sent to live, the girls inadvertently end up revealing their witness status. How can you trust 12-year-olds to do that? Yeah,
Why didn't they just arrest the people that they saw do it?
too hard. Easier to put some kids in a rotating foster system. The gang is led by a crime lord who will do anything to get his hands on the diamond, which the thieves slipped into one of the girls' shoulder bags during their escape from the crime scene. The gem ultimately ends up being set into one of the girls' necklaces.
Oh.
Gotta give the point to Ben. I
Yep.
don't appreciate you hedging, but
Well-
you did get it word for word.
I was right.
All right.
Do I get 2 points for that? Because I was exactly
No,
right.
because then you win.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 2 points. That is true. He did get it like pretty much right on.
But then I can't...
no,
there's two rounds
There's
left.
2 more questions.
Yeah, I can't...
It's 3
if
to
you
1.
get one exactly right,
Whatever.
We can do it. We can do it.
we can do it. We can get through this.
All right, switching goals. We'll let Michael go first again. Switching goals. 13-year-old twin sisters, Sam and Emma Stanton. They all
Who
seem
are
to
they played
involve
by?
twin sisters, which is interesting. They should branch out.
Because they're twins.
These sisters are opposites growing up in Evansville. Sam
that?
is a tomboy. However, she wants to attract boys. That's what the description says. I'm not editing that. It wants you to know she's a tomboy, but don't worry, she wants to attract boys. Emma is a popular girly girl who enjoys fashion and makeup. But their lives are both forever changed when Michael.
They switch sides. They switch. Freaky Friday.
Michael is going for the bench.
I've set a horrible precedent, haven't I?
Wait, hold on. I assume the plot revolves around this entire girly girl tomboy thing, but don't worry. She wants to attract men, males, too young to attract men. I assume that's the entire plot device. So I think, how do we get to that point? Maybe she got bonked in the head. Maybe they just decided to try it for fun, but the way Noah phrased the end of that, doesn't sound like that. Ben, help me.
No.
I'm not on your team. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Ben. Or thank you, Michael.
Oh, okay.
Ben.
Is Michael done?
So I think Michael's saying like a Prince and the Pauper kind of situation,
Okay,
switching roles,
Yep.
but switching goals.
I'm
Ben.
So I'm not gonna say that Michael is wrong, and I don't want to go too similar to what he's saying. So I'm just, instead of hedging, I'm going to go deeper on the details and saying I don't think they included the whole attracting boys thing just as like a don't worry, she's a tomboy, but she wants to attract boys. I think it's the reason this whole switching goals thing is that she then wants to get onto the girly makeup stuff, and she's actually a soccer player for the school that they attend. So she wants to do the girly stuff to try and attract a boy, but it conflicts with some soccer scheduled event like a practice or whatever. So she has her sister do her up in all the makeup stuff, and then the sister goes and participates in the soccer thing, and then it all works out in the end, except there's a twist where people find out and get mad, and then it all works out in the end. Move on, yeah. So that's what I'm going to say.
Have you seen these movies, Ben?
No.
You're doing really well. 13-year-old twin sisters Sam and Emma, both their lives are changed when they are both picked for the soccer team they didn't want to be on.
Oh.
And decided to switch places so they can both be on the team of their preference. In the end, they do get found out, and it all works out. So pretty much what Ben said. I feel like, Michael, I was really rooting for you here. But I feel like I have to give it to Ben.
Yeah.
Once again. I won't give him full credit, but he got pretty close. So I'll give you 1 point.
Okay.
I'll give you the 1 point.
And he's won.
All right, Michael, if you can get this one spot on, maybe I'll give you 3 points for a tie. Maybe.
I think that's fair because the one that I got 2 points on, I did hedge a lot.
Yeah.
So if he goes out on a limb and gets it exactly right, that's fair.
Passport to Paris. 13-year-old twin sisters, again, Melanie and Allison Porter have only one concern. Any guess what that concern is?
Boys.
Boys! Word for word. Desperate for them to broaden their horizons and see the world, their parents send them to Paris, France to blank. Because when you don't want your daughter meeting a bunch of cute boys, you send them to Paris.
Where there are no cute boys.
Michael, I'll let you go first again just to give you an opportunity.
Just a bunch of French boys.
So, desperate for them to broaden their horizons, their parents send them to Paris, France to blank.
It seems too straightforward, Noah. What's the title of the movie again?
Passport to Paris.
That doesn't help at all. Okay. They go to Paris.
Single-use
I can
passport.
only assume that they go to Paris to find their perfect 13-year-old male interest. I don't know what else do they do in Paris. Are they trying to find the best croissant? Are they going
Why
to...
are the parents sending them to Paris? I'll give you that. That's the crux of the plot here.
The parents are sending them to Paris. Fashion Week, of course. It's Paris Fashion Week. Every spring that happens. And as we all know, you send people interested in fashion to Fashion Week.
We all know. You don't even have to say it because we all know. Yeah, as we all know. All right, Ben, you got anything better?
I think that's a great guess. I don't know about better. I was going to say it's some study abroad art thing. Like it could be portrayed as a very boring activity. No, we're sending you to the Art Institute in Paris to look at art and Monet and Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't think that was an artist, but he's French.
He's an artist of the screen.
Exactly. To learn about that stuff, and then while they're there, of course, there are French boys. So it backfires on the parents, and they end up falling in love with the French. Oui, oui.
Wee. All right. So Michael says fashion week. Ben says art. You both think they find boys
Along the way.
It seems like they have to.
along the way?
Or maybe they find each other. I don't know. It's like a deep sisterly connection.
Yeah. All right. Well, the answer is desperate for them to broaden their horizons and see the world. Their parents send them to Paris, France to spend spring break with their estranged grandfather, Edward, who's the American ambassador to France. You guys were so close.
We got the France part. The part you gave us.
They end up meeting two charming teenage French boys and finding ways to sneak away with them, much to the chagrin of their grandfather.
At Fashion Week.
I was looking through the synopsis to see if there's anything about... Oh! While out for lunch one afternoon, the girls meet and befriend Brigitte.
Brigitte.
It's spelled different. A beautiful French fashion model.
Yeah. Oh.
Who agrees to show them the great sights of Paris. All right,
Have
Michael.
a point extra.
Michael, I'm giving you a point.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you 3 points, but I'll give you 1 point. Ben wins 4-2.
Yay!
Ben truly is. Even though Michael and I have played the game, Ben seems to be the Mary-Kate and Ashley expert.
What can I say? My mom wanted a daughter. And I was the best she got. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations to me, I guess, for winning both games. Congratulations, Michael, for having the longest receipt I've seen to date. Congratulations, Noah, for preparing an excellent game and for having a wonderful vacation in Costa Rica. It sounded like a great time. And congratulations to all of you, because we're all winners here at Noodles at Noon. Noah, Michael, do you have anything else you would like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, I don't know the last time I won a game, to be completely honest. We can go to noodlespodcast.com
Noodlespodcast.com
/game
/games
and find that out later. But yeah, it's been a few years at this point. So
Wait, hold on. I have it pulled up here. Stall for me.
okay,
briefly.
so
Stalling, yeah.
yeah. Also, I'm on Taskmaster Series 6.
Oh, terrific.
As of a couple days ago, I started Series 6. So
You won a game called
continue
Medieval
that.
and Animals.
Oh, I remember that one. Okay.
I don't remember that.
That
I
was
don't
like, we were upstairs for that one.
Huh.
We were describing the weird thing in the bestiary.
I remember
or whatever.
now.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Jesse
yeah,
did
yeah.
that game. Yeah. That was
so
episode 103.
It's
That
not
was
been that long. Okay, all right. Well, we get back
2
on the
years
horse.
ago.
That was like 4 episodes ago. 2 years ago.
Well, Michael, you'll get there, bud. What can I say? But thank you all so much for listening. It was Michael's throwing things now. He's in a bad mood.
How'd you throw things behind me?
How'd
How'd you do that?
We live in a 3-dimensional space, Noah. So thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you all next time. Bye!
YouTube.com/@noodlesatnoon.
YouTube.com.
Subscribe.
YouTube.com/@noodles@noon.
Oh, we have a 4th subscriber. Somebody
It's a
subscribed.
really difficult thing to say in a round.
Yeah.
Noodles podcast, Noodles podcast, Noodles podcast, Noodles podcast.
What are we singing?